Allegory of the Cave. Derek Clausen. Philosophy 100. August 30, 2023. As we dive into the allegory, let's take a look at a few questions. Is this allegory relevant to our lives today? Yes, in all sorts of different aspects. Is this allegory outdated? Partially, but the message still stands. Is there still puppeteers? Yes, the puppeteers have only gotten worse. Is our world more transparent than it ever has been? Let's find out. The allegory presents, in brief form, most of Plato's major philosophical assumptions. His belief that the world revealed by our senses is not the real world, but only a poor copy of it, and that the real world can only be apprehended intellectually. Knowledge cannot be transferred from teacher to student, but rather that education consists in directing students' minds toward what is real and important, and allowing them to apprehend it for themselves. When we talk about puppeteers and the people in the cave, in order to understand, you must understand the analogy. The puppeteers are what blinds someone from reality. In today's day of age, the most popular ones are media, government, officials, ideology, and much more. The people stuck in the cave are the ones blinded by the puppeteers. This prevents the people in the cave from discovering the truth or experiencing the world. As we learn about the people who were chained for their whole lives and were fed a false reality of life and the world. As they break out, they must learn the aspects of the world and figure things out themselves. So what is Plato trying to relay? Before we even began reading Plato's Allegory of the Cave, we got a short briefing. One of Plato's major philosophical assumptions is that our senses are not the real world, and that we can only capture the real world by apprehending it intellectually. In other words, we can only grasp the world by using our own thinking and understanding, actually experiencing it. Plato then goes on to state that knowledge cannot be transferred, but is only obtained by directing students' minds to what is real and important, which allows them to apprehend and understand it for themselves. This is relevant to today's world in multiple aspects. The prisoners are fed a false reality just as we are today. The news, the media, the government, the higher-ups and people in general hide things from people and put on fake agendas so that people perceive or believe things differently. Social media is the star of this. We see people living these amazing lives not really knowing the behind the scene. This is us trying to understand the world through only our senses, like Plato said. We must apprehend it intellectually, which would be actually finding out what that person is like in real life, not just through the screen. Our evolved world has made some things more transparent than others. We have more ability and tendency now to see if things are real or fake. For example, we all know that the world is not flat, as we have hard photographic proof to know this. Other things may not be as transparent, like government workings or even better COVID-19. None knows if it is a hoax or not. Everyone has their own theories, and there are thousands. So yes, our world is most likely more transparent than it has ever been, but at the same time, is it